All right, so you've landed a new job. That is awesome. But before you start cashing those paychecks, there's this first quest you've got to complete. It's a mysterious piece of paperwork called the TD1. So in this explainer, we're going to give you the map, the walkthrough, everything you need to conquer this thing and turn a kind of confusing form into a super simple checklist.
Now, seriously, huge congrats. Starting a new chapter like this is a really big deal. And yeah, navigating the paperwork is kind of the first step on this exciting new adventure. But don't worry, we're going to make sure you tackle this TD1 form with total confidence.
Okay, so you open that new job onboarding package, and there it is, the TD1. It looks super official, maybe a little intimidating, right? And it's one of the very first things your new employer is going to ask for. So what is this thing, and why does it matter so much? Let's dive in and break it all down.
So first things first, let's get one thing straight. The TD1 is not a test. Think of it more like it's your personal instruction manual for your own paycheck. You're the one in control here. You're telling your employer exactly what to do.
Yeah, its official name is the TD1 Personal Tax Credits Return. Sounds fancy, right? But all it really does, and this is the key part, is tell your employer how much income tax to take off your pay. It's all about getting that deduction just right.
Honestly, I like to think of it like this. You're giving your employer the cheat codes for your personal tax situation, and the more accurate those cheat codes are, the better the outcome is going to be for you when tax time rolls around. It's that simple.
And this is exactly why it matters so much. If you get it wrong and they deduct too little tax, well, you end up owing the government a bunch of money at tax time. Nobody wants that surprise. But on the flip side, if they deduct too much tax, you're basically just giving the government an interest-free loan all year with your money. Money that should have been in your pocket on every paycheck. The whole goal here is to hit that sweet spot right in the middle.
Okay, a quick heads up. Don't be surprised when you see double. You're actually going to get two of these forms to fill out. There's a federal one and then a provincial or territorial one. And yep, you guessed it, you absolutely have to fill out both of them.
All right, let's get into the good stuff, claiming your tax credits. This is where you get to tell your employer about your life, your personal situation, so they can lower the amount of tax they take from your pay. These are called tax credits, and they're yours for the taking.
The first one, and the big one, is the basic personal amount. Pretty much every resident of Canada gets to claim this. And the best part? The number is printed right there on the form for you on line 1. It's the easiest one you'll get all day, for sure.
But hey, don't just stop there. Take a good look at the rest of page 1. Are you paying tuition fees? Do you financially support a spouse or a dependent? Maybe you're eligible for the disability tax credit, or you're a caregiver. All of these things can lower your taxes even more.
So when you break it down, page 1 is really just 3 simple steps. Step 1, pop that basic personal amount onto line 1. Step 2, add in any of those other credits that apply to you. And step 3, just add it all up and put the total on line 13. That's it. Page 1 done.
Okay, listen up, because this next part is super important. If you have more than one job at the same time, this section is absolutely critical. I'm not kidding. Getting this wrong is the #1 mistake people make on this form.
And it's not just a common mistake, it can be a really costly one. If you claim your tax credits with more than one employer, you can get hit with a huge, unexpected tax bill at the end of the year, and we definitely want to avoid that.
So just ask yourself this one simple question. Do you work more than one job at the same time? If the answer is yes, then you really need to pay attention to this next part.
So here's the golden rule. You can only claim your personal tax credits at one job, just one. So let's say you're like Parker here. You've already got job number 1, right? You claim your credits there. That means for job number 2, the new one, you have to put a big fat 0 on line 13. And you've got to tick the more than one employer box on the back of the form. Just remember, one person, one set of tax credits to claim.
Okay, let's flip the form over and check out page 2. Think of this page as being for special circumstances. Honestly, for a lot of you, you might just need to sign the bottom and be done with it. But it's worth a quick look just to see if any of these, let's call them optional side quests, apply to you.
First up, this one's for anyone working part-time, or maybe just for a few months. Think like a summer job. The question is, will your total income for the entire year be less than your total tax credit amount from line 13? You know, if you're only going to make a few $1,000s.
If that sounds like you, then great. There's a little box you can tick on page 2. Ticking it tells your employer, hey, I'm not going to earn enough to owe any tax this year. And you know what that means? They won't deduct any income tax. So more money in your pocket on every single paycheck.
Okay, But what about the flip side? What if you want more tax taken off? Maybe you have other income, like cash tips or something, where tax isn't getting deducted and you're worried you might owe money at the end of the year. Well, you can actually ask your employer to take extra tax off.
And it's super easy to do. There's a line on page 2 where you can just write in the extra dollar amount you want them to take off each paycheck. It's actually a pretty smart strategic move if you want to plan ahead and avoid any nasty surprises later.
And just like that, you've made it through all the tricky parts. Now it's time to finish this quest, sign off on your hard work, and get this form submitted. You are right at the finish line.
So here it is, your final checklist. Number 1, sign and date the form. It's right at the bottom of page 2. Number 2, give both the completed federal and provincial forms to your employer. And number 3, and listen closely to this one, do not send this to the CRA. This form is just for your employer's records. That's it. And the good news is you don't have to do this every single year. You really only need to fill out a new TD1 when you start a new job, or if your personal situation changes in a big way. Like if you get married or have a kid or decide to go back to school.
And that's it. Quest complete. You have officially conquered the TD1 form. You've given your paycheck its instructions, you've taken control of your tax deductions, and you've set yourself up for a much smoother tax season. So, with this first piece of paperwork out of the way, what's the next financial challenge you're ready to tackle?